Hey, you guys. So I was talking to you, and today we're going to cover a very basic step, especially if you're doing digital marketing. You have to know how you can expedite your process in modifying and, kind of like creating your pictures and your designs on your website and your advertisements. So, first off, Canva is actually one of the most popular digital software that we're using for editing any kind of like menu, advertisement, social media postings, business cards, and there's so much more that you can do with Canva. So Canva, as you can see here, to start or to get started using Canva, of course, you have to sign up so you can save all of your designs on your page or on your profile. There are a couple of ways for you to sign up. One is signing up using Google, and another one is using your Facebook login and signing up with email. Um, I just wanted to highlight this first before we dive into it. If you opt in to sign up with Google, it's really important that when you log in the future, you always have to choose sign in or log in with Google. And that goes the same thing with login with Facebook. The reason is, even if you type in your Google password, or sorry, your Google email address or your Facebook email address on here, and put in your password with your Google or your Facebook account, it would come out as an invalid username or an invalid account. So if you opt in to sign up using login with Google, or sorry, sign up with Google or sign up with Facebook, make sure that you click these options before you log in on your uh, Canva account. So let's go back to the sign up page. So for this webinar, what we're going to do is we're going to go start with the basics. So for this one, let me type in my email, my name, Kathleen Ginoy. Okay, so there you go. It's important as well that you choose a medium or a high uh, security password. That is because, of course, you have all of your contents inside your Canva account, and we cannot really prohibit all of the robots or the hackers to log into your account. And if you have any sensitive information on your pictures, banners, and stuff like that, it might be leaked in the website or on the internet. So let's get started. We can sign up as free. But before I dive into that as well, I just wanted to tell you how Canva is getting their is generating income out of this. So there are a couple of things that they do. First is we can take advantage of their free uh, account, especially if this is just for personal or if you are going to generate things through for your blog or for your banners that doesn't really need to be so sophisticated. You can use a lot of stock photos out there. Before you choose a stock photo, you have to make sure that it's not copyrighted. Of course, you wanted to prohibit or to avoid any plagiarism lawsuit or any kind of things like that. And then for the pro, this is for the individuals and small teams who wanted to, get more advanced tools and more contents. And as well as for the enterprise is for a large scale of business, and education is for, the materials that you're using for your classes, and as well as for the nonprofit. So this goes for the nonprofit organization. As long as that you're registered or your nonprofit organization is legally acknowledged by the government, then you can take advantage for the free nonprofit Canva Pro of Canva Pro system of Canva. So um, you also might want to read the terms of use and the privacy policy before you log in. But if you're ready, if you think you can abide to the terms of use and the policy, privacy policy of Canva, then you can click on the button get started. It's free. So I think I already have an email address associated with this Canva account. So let me just think of a different email address that I can use. Okay, so let's see if it's already associated with Canva. There you go. So I am in. Now, it's also important that you choose what kind of things are you gonna do for your Canva account. If you're a student, then you might want to choose students. For teachers, large company, profile, nonprofit, charity, or small business owner. This is because it also recommends a couple of pictures that might be related to what kind of niche you're in. So let's say, for example, that this is going to be personal. Click on personal. Now it's asking if you might want to try the 30 days trial. For this, I'm not going to do that for now. And then if you wanted to start with your designs, there are a lot of templates that you can use inside Canva, like for Instagram post, your logo, posters, invitations, presentation, social media, Facebook cover, and there's a lot to mention. But if you think that the personal use Canva file is not on here just yet, you can also type it in here. If you are if you need something bigger or much detailed dimension for your designs, you can also choose custom dimension, and then you can type in the specific width and height of the Canva that you or the canvas that you need to have for your advertisement or your website. Now, it's also important that you know how this works. You can choose the pixels, or if you might want to measure your, or if the only thing that you have for your measurement is using inches or millimeters or centimeters, you can choose either of this, and then you can start creating your design. So for now, let's say, for example, that I am creating a poster. So I click on the poster, and then it opens up to the dashboard of your canvas. Now, as you can see here, it's choosing and it's walking you through, since this is the first time that we're using Canva on this email address. So there's a lot of templates that you can use, some ideas that you might want to utilize, and then just change it a little bit when you get through it until you get the design that you wanted. And so let's say, for example, that we're going to use this. Yes, you can. Okay, so editing. To edit an element, you can click on it. A toolbar will appear at above. So let's click on next. Adding your own photos. Open the upload tab to add your own pictures or drag and drop them to the canvas from your desktop. Okay, so let's click on next, and then publishing your website. Sorry, publishing. Download, share to social media, order professional prints, and more. So we're gonna get through all of that after as we go along. So these are the elements that they're referring to. As you can see, this is a text option, or a text editor, where you can change your content. What content are we going to put? Canva editing. All right, so there you go. But the thing is, it's too, it's not really something that you want to do, because it's too spacious, and it's too big for the canvas that we have. So another thing that we can do if this is the case, you might want to change the alignment first. So let's change it to center, and then we can edit how big the font is. So for example, on this case, we wanted to have 144. If it's too, if you think that it's still a little awkward, then you might want to um, resize it that way. And then there. Also, so this is how you change the size of your text. On this part, so let me just take it off so you can see better. On this part, as you can see here, it says remove watermarks. This is what I'm referring to earlier. You might download the file, or you think it's already good, but the thing is it has watermarks. So watermark means this are this is the image is actually lined with this lines, and then it has the logo of Canva, which means that you have to pay for this certain image before you can use it. But don't worry, there's still a lot of designs that you can utilize to generate this kind of content or generate this kind of design, but you just need to modify it because, either you pay it or you modify your design. So let me zoom out. Let's zoom out a little bit. Let's try to fit in. So what I'm referring to earlier, so let's say, for example, that you're already satisfied with this canvas and you wanted to download and publish it. If you wanted to do that, you can share it to your social media account, or actually you can copy the link if you are going to share it with another editor from your team, or if you wanted to get an opinion from your friends to see what kind if they would still recommend for you to do a couple of edits before publishing it. And then this is what I'm referring to. So you can share it on your Facebook page, your Twitter, on email, Facebook group. You can also save it to your Google Drive, Dropbox, Microsoft OneDrive, and you can also order to print this kind of advertisement for you. So Canva will print it out, and then they will be delivering your designs to your front door. Now, if you wanted to download it, you can click here, the three dot icon, and then click download. And when you download it, as you can see, it's a premium image, and it's requiring me and it's asking me to pay 50 pesos before I could download the file. This is for the compliance that you are going to utilize, or you are a license holder of the image, and for you to take advantage and for you to utilize this images inside Canva. So on this case, since we wanted to change that, and if you don't want to pay, you can just remove it. I just click on delete on the image and delete it, or you can also click on the image and then click on this delete icon at the top right, and then this one too. Now, oh, sorry, I deleted the wrong image. So let's click this and then delete. Now, let's search for an element. So like what I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of features that you can insert on your image, depending on what your advertisement or your design needs. So first off, photos. So these are the stock photos available inside Canva. As you can see here, there's something appearing when you hover over. It shows here that this is a free image, which means that you can use this image without paying Canva. So if you wanted to utilize this image, then just insert it. I just click on it, and then it will automatically insert, and then you can now um, uh, make your image a little bigger and a little better depending on what your needs are. So let me just delete it for now. And then on the elements, we have the featured, which means these are the featured clip arts or images, or I'm sorry, the featured clip art inside Canva. And the grids means that you are going to utilize a grid for your image. So what does it mean? So for example, I wanted to, let me just delete it first, and then let me show you a different design, probably this one. So let's use it. And if you wanted to insert a couple of pictures in there, you can do so. So for example, we wanted to have this lady here, and then we're going to put this team here. And then you also wanted to emphasize and show the other member of the crew. Just click on that, and then uh, let's move it a little bit here. And then let's see any other image with a mask. Hmm. So you can also search for it if you can't find it. Or another thing that you might want to do is you might also wanted to see what kind of keyword it's associated with for better um, keyword lookup. So it's associated with face mask. So let's click on that. And now we have a few more images with the face mask. So this one that says pro means that these are paid images. So we're not going to use that for now. Let's insert this lady right here. All you just have to do is to just drag and drop it. But it's a little difficult because there's a couple of objects interfering on the image. So there you go. And now, time to create it. So if you think that the image that you have is a little too bright and you wanted to adjust it, so you can also apply the effects. So effect means that you wanted to utilize a couple of effects on your image. So let's see here. For example, this is the one that we want to use. So there. And you wanted to use a different effect here. Um, let's see. Is this the one that we used here? Oh, what happened? The image went out, cancel. So let me cancel that, and then let's get another designing effects. Okay, so maybe I could not show it to you right now because my internet is having technical difficulty. It says here that we are having trouble with some apps, so I wouldn't be able to show everything to you just yet, but it's as simple as that. When you apply the effects on the image, it would appear as is. And then you can also change the filter effect. Like when you click on this, you wanted to maybe have it on a grayscale or street and then enhance the darkness or reduce the darkness. It's up to you and how you wanted to do your designs. If you're not interested or if you're not satisfied with that and you wanted to remove it all, you can click on none and it will go back to the original settings. Now adjustment means that this is where you can you know uh, change your brightness. You can also change the contrast of your image. You can also change the saturation of your image, the tint, the blurriness. Some people would want it to have a couple of images blurred out to highlight the content of or the fonts or the texts and the content of the image rather than the picture. You can also do that here. And then for the X processor and your vintage effect. So let me just clear off the blurring so you can see what I'm referring to. So let me reset it to 0, reset it to 0. And this is the adjustment for the vintage. So it looks a little old. Um, so let me reduce it, and then let's just reset everything. And then on the vintage, as you can see here, the more that the more we increase your vintage effect, the more the corner edges darkens. So I think I'm actually satisfied with the designs that we have right now. But the only thing is the border and the text is not readable, and that's something really important on your design. It's important that you highlight your content rather than the picture. The picture attracts the people to view your content, but the thing is, still content is the king. So it's either you change the color of your text and your border by clicking on this one, and then let's check if it's gonna uh, for example that one. And then if you are satisfied with the design, now you can share it or download it. Another thing is, for example, you're not yet sure if this color really blends on the image, on your backdraft. You can, as you can see here, there's a couple of colors recommended per picture that we utilize inside your canvas. That means that whatever font that you associate to this image right here, the lady with the mask and pink, uh, what do you call that, eyeshadow, you can utilize this images, or sorry, this colors. So for example, if we wanted to use this, or better yet, probably this one, you can use that. And on the border, if you wanted to change the color of that as well, to make it blend a little better. Okay, so you can also see all of the tones and colors that could possibly blend to your image on your backdraft. Now, if you are going to upload an image, like maybe a logo that you wanted to utilize, you can click on upload. And then all you just have to do is to drag and drop your image in here. And then once it's fully uploaded, you can click like what we did on the images on the back, at the back. You can click the logo and then just position it. So basically, Canva is something that's a drag and drop, and it's really easier to manage compared to Photoshop. But don't get me wrong, Photoshop is still the best photo editing software that I recommend. But if you know, it takes time to learn Photoshop. But if you are wanting to learn about color combination and hone your skills and got that artistic eye before you start with Photoshop, you might want to try to utilize Canva if you're still getting started. So another thing, you have another feature or another different font style. So for example, you're not really satisfied with this, and if you wanted to use a different kind of what do you call this, text, you can click whatever text that you wanted to utilize and just change it. So it would, let me see, Nurse Week, for example. And then let me, because I have duplicated it. So you can also change the color of this one just in case that you think it's a little off by clicking on this, and then choose whatever color you think would blend on your image below. So blending is really important when you're creating your canvas. So for example, it looks nicer compared to the green one. And then let's see, it's a little artistic, good vibes, this one. These are actually new in Canva, but it would really depend on what kind of marketing or where you're going to utilize your draft. So this one, it says 24 hours open. So let me just show it to you. It shows 24 hours open. It overlaps. And if you think it's a little off, you wanted to change that, probably put the name of your business with a 24/7 and then open 24/7 at the bottom, you can do so. How we're gonna do that? So it might look overlapping, but there's actually a trick to it. So let me expand so you can see all of the options and the tools that we have at the top. So on here, you can ungroup them first. Why? How do I know that it's grouped? It's when you move this around, the 24/7 and open is following, is actually moving simultaneously. So, and also when you click on the image, it says here ungroup. It usually show as group like that. um, when you click here, and if you wanted to join them together, there is an option for you to group them. So click on open and then click on the font at the back. So we have both selected. Now what we're going to do is we can group them together, but we don't want this. So we can ungroup them first, and let's name, sorry, ungroup, click at, anywhere. And then let's say, for example, we wanted to name it, mm, Nurse Week. And then like that, and then adjust it a little bit, and then choose the canvas here. Or if you also wanted to change the color of this one, or no, it's a little it doesn't blend really well to the image. So you can also change this on your text. You can find different kinds of designs that might um, be more, you know, might be more realistic and well blended to your image. But like what I said, these really depends on what kind of personality you have, or the um, type of advertisement that you wanted to do. So for example, like this one, I don't really memorize all of the font style, but you can insert them whenever you want, and then just ungroup them. Let me click this, ungroup, and then let's say, for example, I wanted to have this go Nurse Week, Nurses Week. There. And then let's bring this down a little bit. No, let's do it again. There. And then change the font color, something that blends. And then if you wanted to modify the indentation of your text, you can click this button and then drag it up to the point that you think is more let's see, up to the point where you think it's more appropriate. So if you're satisfied with this, now we can save it. Or if you wanted to change, I just click on here. This is the name of the font. That's Nikkei Lee. Or if you wanted to change it to at Alice, or maybe Aton, you can do that. But since it's separated by by a space, what do you call this? A page break. The font here changed, but the font here at the top didn't change. Now for you to do that, if you wanted to apply the font change or modification to both of the text, you might want to highlight them both and then choose whatever font you think is more appropriate for your design. Now, another thing here, as you can see, there's another crown icon here beside articulate. So that means that this is also a premium font that you need to pay before you could use. So for instance, let's use a free font, copper, and then let's resize it. And then move it a little bit. And then click somewhere else. And then let's change the image color. Um, hmm, I think this looks better. And then this one, want to change it to something that more, so for example, that you wanted to use this color, yellowish, this yellowish color, but you think that you wanted to make it a little brighter, um, click on it. And then what I suggest for you to do is to click on it again, or um, click on this new color, and then you can see what the hex code of this font is. Now, let's try to search it, to search for it. And now you're going to have a different list of colors that blends to this kind of color. So for example, let's use this, or maybe this. Uh, yeah, so I think that's better. But we wanted to bring it at the top instead of the Nurses Week is at the top. We wanted to bring this open on top of the Nurses Week. So we can do that by clicking position and then moving it to forward. And then now we have the open right here. But instead of doing that, so let's change this, recognizing the new, the our millennial heroes. Okay, it didn't bother me at all because I know that I can always change the font size. So let's change that right now. It's a little clumpy and small, so let's make it a little bigger. If you think it's a little clumpy, you can also click here, which means the spacing. So you can widen up the spacing in between your fonts, as you can see there. And you can also increase the height so it wouldn't look like it's too clumpy. Okay, so that's how you do it. But again, looks like that moon time is a little difficult to read. So if you want to change it to something more readable, you can go for it. And then that's how you actually design it. So we pretty much cover how to create a website, or sorry, how to create your Canva account. And then I also walk you through on how to design your layouts, and where to upload your elements should you want to use your logo or any kind of branding that you wanted to utilize for your design. I also taught you how to increase the height and the spacing of your fonts, and also the grid. Now, we also have a very quick overview of the elements and the templates available. Now, on the video, these are actually the videos available if you are creating a video um, advertisement, or any videos that you need on your website. Now, everything is actually saved automatically, but if you think that, or if you wanted to make sure that it's already saved, then you can click File, and then save. Now, before you save it, I also recommend for you to rename your file. So let me zoom out. It's 100%. So let me just, okay. So let's fit this to screen again. So this is the name of our Canva. Now, if you wanted to rename it for your reference in the future, you can also change it to, let's say, for example, Nurse Week flyer, flyer for August. Now, um, again, it's automatically saved, but it doesn't really hurt to save. And then you already saved it. Now you can now share it or download it to your to your computer and publish it whenever you're ready. Um, so this is a little too hard to blend. That's why I love using Photoshop, because it's, you know, we're only limited in modifications inside Canva, but Photoshop would actually give us much better options, since we are utilizing the um, the full potential of your image in Photoshop. So let me just edit this a little bit as well. Um, okay. If it's too off, you can also insert a couple of shapes that would make it a little better. So let's say, for example, let's insert color brown, and then let's make it to a oblong, or what do you call this, ellipse, and then modify it like that. So I'm resizing it. Now you also have an option to change the color of your um, shapes. So let's change it to this one, maybe. Or no, actually the other one looks much better. But the thing is, you already went over the picture on your backdraft. So how are we going to do that? If you wanted to make it a little lighter, you can click this transparency button or icon, and then you can now start reducing the transparency. So the eyes and the picture, the pictures that you have at the back would still show at the top. Now, again, let's put this at the top for the positioning. Let me close this out. So there, position, forward, there. All right, so there you go. That's how you create a design inside Canva. But like what I said, it depends on what kind of promotions you're going to utilize. Now, for us to go back to the home page, I just click on home, and then here you can find a lot more of your a lot more of templates that you can utilize in for any kind of designs that you have. If it doesn't show here, you might want to know what your sizes, your canvas sizes are, and then you can click custom dimension and type in your measurements. Now, like for instance, you've already closed your Canva account, and you wanted to access it again, just go to your home and then click on your designs. It will give you all of the list of the designs that you've created in the past. Or you can also, so let me move back a little bit. So you can also click here, like the other images showing right here. There is an arrow that points to the right. and this would go on and on and on. But if you wanted to have an overview of your designs, you can click all your designs or your designs here, and then it will show all of the designs that you've created. For the brand kit, it's also something that you can utilize if you wanted to insert your branding in the future, so you won't need to, put up everything over and over again. You already have your brand kit. And for create a team, it's where you can invite team members to join your Canva. It doesn't necessarily mean that you are sharing all of your designs to that person, but you can access it better, or you can invite them to join your team. So, like, for example, if you're doing blogging and you have somebody that creates designs for you, if they share, or if they're part of the team and they're utilizing the team name to create their designs, you would be able to get an easy access to all of the designs that she or he created. Now, for all folders, if you are going to organize your files, like these are the designs that I have for the menus. These are the designs that I have for the Facebook posts. These are the designs that I have for the Instagram posts, and so on and so forth. And you can create, or you can create a separate folder per design, or probably if you're a virtual assistant, you can create a separate folder for your clients so you can organize them in one place. So click on your all your folders, and then click create folder, and then you can just assign your designs to go into that kind of folder. So for example, for this one, I have an option to trash it, or I have an option to move it to a folder. So if you move it to a folder, since I don't have any folder created yet, I don't have any option. But if we already have a folder for that specific niche, or for that client, then you can just click on that folder and then you click move here. Okay, so for your trash, all of your trash are gonna be in your trash bin, and if you don't delete everything, it will be stored in here for 30 days, and then after 30 days it's gonna be permanently deleted. Okay, so if you are also looking to change your password, just click on this setting icon and then change your password. If you're subscribed to the um, packages offered by Canva, click on billing and terms. And for print orders, it's the same thing. You're going to see all of the orders that you requested for printing, and the order number, order items, the status, and the actions that has been completed. Now, for your if you wanted to go back home, just you can just always click on home whenever you feel like you wanted to go back to your main dashboard. So that's it for Canva, and I hope that I was able to help with your designs. But if you have any question, feel free to drop a message on the comments below, and follow me on Facebook, facebook.com/the VA's Diary. And I'll be glad to assist you to whatever concern that you may have. And also, if you find this helpful, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I would really appreciate that, and it will encourage me to do more tutorials for virtual assistants like you and business owners like you that wanted to have or to gain more knowledge on how you are going to utilize and promote your business without paying any other agency to do it for you. You have the power to do it, and I believe in you. That's why I'm sharing this kinds of knowledge to you guys, so we can help each other. Again, my name is Kathleen, and I appreciate your time. Thanks for tuning in. I hope to see you again in the next video. Thank you.